Gardens, Williamsburg, voted as the world's most beautiful park for a consecutive amount of years, and is home to one of the best roller coaster collections in America. I have been going to this park before I could count to 10, so I've had my experiences on rides. So today, I thought I'd rank them from least to greatest. This is my ranking of all the roller coasters at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Before I get into the rankings, I want to point out that these are my opinions, and that they may be different from yours. So don't be mad if your favorite roller coaster isn't number 1 in my ranking. Anyways, let's get into the rankings. Number 9, we have Grover's Alpine Express. This roller coaster is the only true kiddie coaster in the park. It is a 0-4-190 and is only 24 feet and has a top speed of 22 miles per hour. It opened with the Sesame Street Forest Fun Kiddie area back in 2009 and is located near the front of the park. This was actually my very first roller coaster, so my opinion may be a bit biased, but for what it isn't much. There's never a queue, and that whole area is always sort of empty every visit I've had. I do like the trains, however, as Grover's enjoying the roller coaster with you. At number 8, we have Invader, a Great Coasters International wooden coaster. This is the first and only wooden coaster to open in the park. It opened back in 2017 and has a height of 74 feet and a top speed of 48 miles per hour. It's not the tallest or fastest wooden coaster, but it's good in its own ways. The reason this is so low is because I have not ridden this since 2017, and I was 8 at the time, so I don't remember much about it. All I remember was putting my hands up as soon as the drop was over, and that's it. But from what it looks like, it seems pretty good. There looks to be nice moments of airtime and lateral moments. Hopefully I can get back to this park soon and ride Invader again. Who knows, maybe it'll bump up in my rankings. I like the Viking theme that it's going for and the low height requirement. I would say this is the closest step up from Grover's Alpine Express, so this is the most thrilling coaster little kids can ride. Every visit since I've been to, since 2017, I haven't bothered to ride Invader, as the line was over 45 minutes long. So yeah, hopefully I can ride this again soon. At number 7, we have Pesto. This premier ride, Skyrocket 2, opened in 2015, right in front of Apollo's Chariot. It has a height of 150 feet and a top speed of 62 miles per hour. It also has an inline twist at the top of the ride. This ride is uber intense, almost a bit much for me. I like the ride for what it is, and I adore the hang time you get on the inline twist. The comfort collars don't bother me that much because I'm too short for them to even touch me, but I like the lap bar. My favorite part of the entire ride is after the swing launch, when you rise up before a knee version. That ejector you get is unmatched to anything else I've ridden. The ride is a bit short, but I don't really care about that. It is super easy to film, and you can see it from anywhere in the parking lot. I don't like the capacity, as that affects the wait time. But other than that, it's a solid ride, I like it and hope it stays for a while. Number 6, we have the classic Loch Ness Monster. I love this ride so much. It's such a gem in the park and is so significant to the park's success. Most likely, we would not have rides such as Pantheon if we didn't have Loch Ness Monster. This is my all-time favorite aero coaster. It's smooth, fun, and thrilling. It is 130 feet and has a max speed of 60 miles per hour. When this opened, it was the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the world, but that only lasted for a few weeks. The interlocking loops are such a spectacle to look at and ride. There are even a good pop of airtime right after the first loop. That helix is also really fun as well. It's pitch black and you feel the wind in your face as you get faster and faster before shooting out in the light. The trains are also very thin, with only over-the-shoulder restraint. Therefore, you can really feel the forces. I like this ride because of its length and views. It may have bad pacing, but I can respect the ride for its history more than its layout. I really hope this ride makes it to 50 years old, maybe 100 years old. It's a timeless classic and I hope it stays in the park. Number 5, we have Revolten. This Sierra family launch coaster replaced the old Aero spinning coaster Big Bad Wolf. It opened in 2012 along with the renovated Oktoberfest. It goes indoors and outdoors, but most of the rides focus on the indoor effect. It has a max height of 88 feet and a top speed of 53 miles per hour. The ride also has an 18-foot drop track, which is a big surprise if you don't see it coming. This is the most themed coaster in the park, with it being your escape out of the German myth, the Black Forest. The ride drops you over the Rhine River after launching you out of the show building, and follows the same footsteps as its predecessor, Big Bad Wolf. This ride is pure fun to me. Not too gentle, not too intense, just fun. That first launch is the darkest packs a punch, and those effects inside make the ride feel complete. This ride is awesome. I love it for what it's worth, and hope to ride again next time I visit. Number 4 is Alpengeist. This Bolliger Mabillard Ember is the tallest and fastest full-circuit inverting coaster in the world. It has a max height of 197 feet and a max speed of 67 miles per hour. This ride has a total of 6 inversions, my personal favorite being the 0G roll after the mid-course. Alpengeist opened in 1997 in the Germany section of the park. It's themed around a legendary snow beast called Alpengeist, which means Ghost of the Alps in German. This ride is massive, and it's a terrain coaster. I like the views you get on the bridge below and on the ride itself. My only problem with this ride, however, are some of the transitions, specifically the Cobra Roll and the turn into the mid-course. The Cobra Roll was so bad, I was scared my GoPro was going to snap off its hinges. Even watching back the footage, you can just hear how abrupt it is. Other than that, I like the ride. It's my favorite Invader coaster, and I like how it looks in the park's lineup. I cannot wait to get back to the park and ride this thing again. Number 3 is Griffin. This bullet-dreaded Mavlar dive machine replaced the old Le Mans Raceway in 2007. This ride is godly. It's 205 feet and has a max speed of 70 miles per hour. The ride has 2 Entlemen's and a splashdown. I love how the ride goes right over the pass, offering great vantage points for filming and watching. For me, this ride is either front row or no-go. There's nothing else like hanging over that edge with nothing but track below you. This ride is also smooth as butter, even for being 16 years old. It may be shorter than other rides in the park, but man, it packs a punch. I love standing at the bottom of the drop and just watching people's expression down on the ground as they look up in awe. This ride dominates the France area and the park skyline. You can even see the ride from the park entrance. Number 2 is Apollo's Chariot. All I have to say is, what a fun ride. It's long, intense, and fast. It was BM's first ever hypercoaster and started a revolution of massive steel beasts towards the new millennium. This ride utilizes terrain as the height is only 171 feet, but the drop is 211 feet. This ride has a max speed of 73 miles per hour, which is tied for the fastest roller coaster in the park. This ride is long, almost a mile of track. If you're a fan of floater airtime, this is the ride for you. The clamshell restraints are amazing, and this ride doesn't have seatbelts like Cedar Fair does on their hypers. I personally think that this is a better hyper than Intimidator at Carowinds, which is another hyper I've ridden. This ride gets a lot of hate, like a lot of hate. For me personally, I don't see it. I could ride this over and over again, and it would never get old to me. It used to be my favorite roller coaster at the park, and my number 2 overall. But then, last summer in July, I rode something that would top this. Pantheon is my number 1 at the park and my number 2 overall coaster behind Fury. This thing rocks. That's the best way to sum it up. Between the airtime you get on those little bunny hills after each launch to the whippy hang time you get on the 2 inversions, this ride has it all. I remember going to the park back in June 2019 and riding Roman Rapids. While in the queue, I noticed piles of dirt on the Fiesta field. Little did I know, that would soon be the site of one of the greatest coasters of all time. This ride is 170 feet tall and is the fastest coaster in the park at 73 miles per hour, which is tied with Apollo. Let's go in depth into the layout. That first launch completely took me by surprise, even though I already saw it coming. It was so abrupt and so short. Before you can count to 3, you're already in that 0G winder, and you get whipped into it. On my first ride, I got ejected to the side. After a little Outer Banks, you go into the first of 3 launches to come. You get some nice floater over the bunny hill, for now. As you come back down, you go to the bunny hill. That bunny hill. That bunny hill. I would argue it's the best airtime moment on that ride, in that park, and out of all my credits. Fight me. The spike is awesome. It's probably my favorite part of the ride. At the top of the top hat, you get really good views. I was so surprised. I wish I could stay up there all day. The drop is amazing, followed by that huge Outer Bank. I didn't really know this was here, but right after the Top Gun stall, there's a turn that elevates just before banking. So as you are already getting ejected before your butt touches the seat, you get thrown to the right. And that stall is awesome. I love the support work on this ride. The little switchbacks made me feel like a NASCAR driver. And the final Outer Bank was fun. As soon as I hit the brakes, you can see me in utter shock. This ride is amazing. I love it to death, and I cannot wait to ride this thing again. Well, guys, that's it. That was all 9 coasters that Busch Williamsburg ranks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. That would really help me out. And tell me in the comments what you'd like to see next. And tell me how you rank the roller coaster at Busch Gardens. Anyways, I'm Hudson from That Coaster Geek, signing out. Goodbye, everyone.